Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are going to be talking about how to prioritize your life. Everyone wants to be successful, right? You might wake up one morning and decide to make a dramatic life change. So like every motivational speaker, you start waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drink your green tea, do a quick workout, maybe some yoga, cook yourself a delicious, healthy breakfast, and then you head off to work with a smile on your face and excited to greet the day. If you're able to do that, I commend you. And if you are able to stick with it, chances are that this new lifestyle change that you have decided to create doesn't last very long. Usually, these types of complete life makeovers aren't able to stick. And so while you might be doing well for a week or maybe even a month, eventually you find yourself slipping back into old habits. Instead of going to the gym, you decide to surf Netflix. Instead of waking up early, you decide to stay up late, be on your phone more often, eat more unhealthy food, and slowly but surely you're finding, despite your best efforts, that you are back where you were before you even started. And for many of us, this cycle continues. You might make another change, go through all these processes, and then slowly return to how you were before. And then you do it again, and then you do it again, and this cycle just continues of success, and then back, and success, and then back again. And it can be really, really discouraging when you're in the middle of it, and you're able to see that despite all your efforts, you just can't seem to change. And there are many, many reasons for this. We're going to start by talking about one of the most important reasons, and that is your purpose. The biggest reason that these dramatic changes don't stick is because you are trying to change everything at once. Instead of having a clear, direct purpose for what you're trying to change, you just hope that by changing all of it, something will stick. And you throw all of these darts at the wall in all these different directions, all these different priorities, and hope that just one will stick and that change will be enough. But in reality, by focusing on so many different things, what we're doing is we're exhausting our brains. Now, this phenomenon is known as decision-making fatigue, and it's actually your brain's inability to make so many decisions in a day. Most of what we do is based off of habits. And when we are making life changes, our brain is suddenly having to go off of autopilot and make very conscious decisions. However, the more we do this, the more tired our brain gets until it finally just quits on us and we go back to our old habits. So when we're making lifestyle changes and we're focusing on all areas of our life at one time, we're dooming ourselves because our brain is too exhausted to keep going. And so instead of changing everything like we hoped, our brain gives up. Decision-making fatigue hits us, and suddenly we're not making any changes at all. Like I mentioned before, to make real, long-lasting change, you need more than just a number on a scale or a set dollar amount. Those things won't stick with us when our brains are exhausted and when we just want to quit. In order to make long-lasting change, you need to have a purpose, a clear, defined purpose for your goals, a purpose that is bigger than any number, something that you can wake up excited about, something that you think about during the day, the thing that really directs your life and your decisions. Ultimately, this is the purpose that will change your life. I recently read the book Smart Couples Finish Rich by David Bach, and this is an amazing financial read. Even if you're single, I know that other copies are written as well for single women, single men, but this book was really eye-opening for me and how I think about money and finances in general. There is one section in this book that I found particularly interesting because it doesn't seem directly correlated to money. And the chapter is determining the purpose of money in your life. And in this chapter, the author describes the use of something he calls a value circle. The value circle is comprised of the 5 top values we have in our life. He says that the way you spend and earn your money should be aligned with the values in your value circle. That way your money is prioritized to what matters most, and you're not wasting your money or your time on things that you as a person don't really care about. Now, I thought this was a revolutionary principle, not just for finances, but for goal setting in general. Instead of trying to throw money or time or energy at all of our goals, this idea suggests that we pick our top 5 priorities, our top 5 values, and that we use those to direct where we put our money, our time, and our energy. While he talks specifically about the purpose of money in your life and for achieving your goals, this can apply to any area. Here is a chart with some common values. As you look at it, ask yourself what you want most in your life. Is it freedom, financial security, safety, fun, happiness? All of these ideas are a part of your life, and they're important to you as an individual. What your values are going to be very, very different than other people because they're unique to you and your needs and your desires. It's also important to note that these values are different than a goal. While a goal might be to not have to worry about debt, a value is freedom. Values aren't just one goal. They're a way of life. They're a purpose and they're a direction that many, many goals could fall under. Start by looking at this list and pick your top value. Then write it down. The author recommends using a circle format. So at the 12 o'clock space on a clock, and then the next value would go clockwise and so on until all 5 are in your circle. After you've picked that top value, ask yourself what your next priority would be if that value was already taken care of. Once you've picked that, go ahead and write that down on your value circle as well. Continue to do the same for your 3rd, 4th, and 5th values until you have completed the circle. What you're going to discover is that many of your values are aligned with each other. That is because your life is much more connected than we might think, and most of your values are usually related in some form or fashion. Pick all of your values. Make sure that they are really what's most important to you, not what you think should be most important to you. Be honest with yourself as you're writing this, and make sure to take the time to really contemplate it and think about what your priorities really are. My value circle contains the priorities of freedom, family, making a difference, financial security, and travel, because those things are very important in my own life. And that's at my stage of life right now. My priorities, your priorities might change as well as you continue to go through different stages of your life. What's important is to pick the priorities that you have right now. When you finish, you should have a completed value circle. Consider this circle as your guide for the direction of your future. When you're setting goals, making decisions, when you're talking to people, make sure that the actions you are taking align with the values on this circle. Because by prioritizing these values, you will be going in the direction you want to go in. Finally, take a close look at this circle. Are these values aligned with what your actions on a day-to-day basis are? Do you make choices that are getting you closer to these values? Or do you make choices that are getting you further away from them? Think about this and really reflect on how these values align with your day-to-day actions. And if they don't align, use that as the starting point for the changes you make. Switch out one bad habit with a habit that aligns with this circle. Play with that for a little, and remember, always prioritize your purpose behind these habits. Instead of just wanting to lose weight, make it a priority because you want to be able to travel or because you want to be able to be strong. Those values are stronger than any number or any goal. And by sticking with the values, you're going to be able to stick with the habits even when it's difficult. I know this isn't a foolproof method for changing your life, but it is the start. Recognize what is most important to you and begin chasing those priorities. I'm not gonna lie, this is going to take time. It's not a quick fix solution, and I realize that, but it is a long-lasting solution. This change will stick, and you will be so much better because of it. So keep this value circle. Think about it often. Post it somewhere where you can see it, and make sure that the actions you are taking are aligning with your values. Begin incorporating these values into your daily life, and I promise you will begin to see some changes. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Click to subscribe so you can see more from this series, Change That Sticks. I wish you the best of luck with this activity, and I will see you again next week for another video. Bye for now.